Hello and welcome to the Red Devils Report, which is part of the under the upper tier flag on the Dynamo Podcast Network. We're here to do our match review of the game today with Watford. Obviously, not the result that we predicted. Both of us predicting a win and hoping for a good display along with it, and we got the complete opposite: a loss and a terrible display.
I actually got the exact opposite.
Yeah, 4-1, obviously the end result. Could have been worse, could also have been better if we're being fully honest about it.
It could have been. Ronaldo could have had a couple. Ben Foster made a great save to keep it at 2-1.
Yeah,
things went their way. They were the better team. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, no, they deserved to win it. There's no question about whether we should have won or could we have scraped the win here. I think on another day, the chances that we gave Ronaldo, he's going to bury at least one of them, and if he buries one of them when it's 2-1, it is a different game. But
yeah, like if we had a score, because I think it was 60 minutes or 55 minutes or something when Foster made that save, and it's 2-2. All of a sudden, then it's...
Yeah, I think we then go chasing the game, and then obviously...
Fucking Tim Hall himself.
Yeah, there's some other issues. The first half, we come out, and it's just not at the races at all. I don't know what happened. They came out. Nobody seemed...
Gave away a penalty.
The penalty that gets given away, I've seen a lot of people being very critical of McTominay here.
It's a slip, but it is a penalty. He does take him out.
Don't get me wrong, it's definitely a penalty. There was talk of should it be a red card. I don't think this should be a red card at all.
There's generally no intent for it to be a red card.
No,
it's a genuine slip. Right, you get your penalty. It's fine.
Yeah, no, they get the penalty, and Scott doesn't even pick up a yellow for it, which was fair enough. Now, I've seen people giving out about Scott and his position and stuff. This was Bruno's fault. I don't know what he was trying to do.
I don't know what that was, that clearance.
I think he was trying to smash it so to go across to Sancho, but he just miskicked it somehow.
Right. So, I've seen people giving out about McTominay, right? Where was Harry Maguire in the middle of this? That's down his centre-back side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Your centre-back, go and win the fucking header, right?
Yeah.
Whatever about that. McTominay could have maybe... I have to watch it again and see where the ball comes down, whether he could have went and headed it. I'm not sure. I don't know. So I can't say he should have. Even where was Luke Shaw? Your left full, you know what I mean?
Well, to be fair to Luke Shaw's out at the man that's, that the throw was coming in from. He's marking a man out there. So to be fair to Luke, he is on the right. He is where he needs to be.
Well, then where the fuck was Harry Maguire? Dim hole himself.
Not really sure where he was. Now, there was discussion at halftime about whether this should have been a penalty or not, because although there was a foul committed, the ball does drop to another Watford player, and he gets his shot off unimpeded, and he misses.
Oh, I heard. I didn't watch the halftime report.
There was
people saying about it.
There was a discussion.
Technically played advantage.
Yeah, there was a discussion of you get a couple of seconds to play advantage, and they said, well, he played advantage. He's 6 yards out. No. If he hits the target and scores, are you going to call it back for a penalty? No. If he takes the shot and misses, then you can't be calling it back for a penalty. Now, it is a penalty, and it probably should have just been blown straight away, but...
I'm not entirely sure now. Mark obviously would have been the best person to have here for it.
Yeah.
But as far as I knew, the rule was if you have the advantage and have a shot, the advantage is over.
Yeah, which is what the analysts at halftime said. But
that's just picking things. It was a penalty. It should have been just, as you said, should have been blown up and just dead in the very...
Yeah, it should have been. And, the penalty, it's a poor penalty from Sarr.
No matter what happens, right? If it wasn't a penalty, it was. But if he blew it up and it wasn't a penalty, VAR will change it and it's fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why give them the option? If De Gea makes that save, do you go back to the penalty again?
Yeah. Now, the penalty from Sarr here is poor.
Oh, it was fucking desperate.
It's just pretty much straight at De Gea, who isn't known for saving penalties. Now, he's having a good run at saving penalties here, but it's a poor penalty. And then this bit confused me because there's an encroachment, but it's an encroachment from a Watford player. Now, they score off the back of it.
Wan-Bissaka is in the box as well. That's what it's blown back for.
No, they've watched it very carefully. No United player has a foot in the box. they are leaning forward and their shoulders and heads are in the box. There's not a United foot in the box. The only player with feet inside the box before the ball is struck is a Watford player. So I'm not entirely sure. There's an encroachment. He scores off the back of it, which means he'd broken the rules. To me, that should have been a free out. So I did feel very vindicated when
he saved the second one.
When he saved the second
It's
one.
the exact same penalty again.
It's the same penalty, and there was talk again of they should have just taken the ball off Sarr here. He didn't look confident taking the second penalty. They should have just taken it off him.
Yeah, like I was watching it on BN Sport, and they'd said that VAR has pinged Wan-Bissaka. That's why it was a retake.
Yeah, well, I don't think it should have been. We'd have to ask Mark again, but I think that was a questionable decision.
I always thought like the advantage then, if you make the foul and the encroachment, it's a free out.
Yeah,
obviously, if the keeper saves it and their team are in the box, you get your retake, and that's it.
And Maguire, to be fair to him, he stepped up as captain here, and he is over complaining at the ref about here. Why is this being retaken? But it gets retaken, and we save it again.
Now, I will say though, like for the first save and like De Gea getting beaten with the shot, like De Gea is standing upright and doesn't even react.
No, but it does come in very quick, and he has just gotten back to his feet.
Now, fair to him, he saves the penalty.
Yeah, you do expect your defenders to be there as well, but he saves the second one. And, I was kind of thinking, right, well, we've just saved that penalty.
They nearly made a fucking hash of that clearance as well. The two lads ran into each other.
Yeah, but I was saying to myself, right, we've saved that penalty. We've been on the back foot. Now is time to kick on. You've saved the penalty. The spirits should be up for all the United lads. Let's get at them.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
No reaction whatsoever.
Nothing at all. And then Watford get it, and an easy goal here.
Was it Emmanuel Dennis down that side? We said it in the preview. He was playing well.
Yeah. Wan-Bissaka needed to get out to Dennis a little bit quicker here.
He can fuck off. He can. He offers nothing anymore.
No,
anything at all.
No, I think that's unfair on him. He makes mistakes here, but if you watch it back, his reasoning is wrong. He should go out to the man, but it looks like he's trying to cover the near post as well.
I'm generally not even just talking about today. Like I'm talking about in general. He offers nothing going forward. Zero. And now at the minute, his position is fucking dire. Every game he's being cut out. And he's not even making the tackles he was making last year.
Possibly. I still think there's a bit of I think he's very worried about his centre backs, which shouldn't be something he needs to be worrying about the whole time. And because he spends so much time worrying about them, he's not worrying enough about his own player. I think there is a bit of that going on. He needs
possibly, but
I think there needs to be some confidence in your centre backs, because you can see it in Scott here today. Scott kept dropping into centre back position. Now, whether that's a tactic or it's just I am not confident with the two boys that are here at the back, but there's a lot of protection constantly there for our centre backs. A lot.
He was lucky he wasn't sent off actually for the tackle that he got booked for.
The second one, yeah, it
was nasty.
It was. I don't think there was intent, which is why he doesn't get sent off.
It's where he caught him. He caught him right on the ankle. Like
it does catch him a little bit high, yeah. But it's a good goal by Joshua King. He takes it well, but
brilliant from your man Dennis.
It's good from Dennis. Wan-Bissaka should be out quicker to him, but why is nobody marking Joshua King on the 6-yard box?
Another ex-United player that we mentioned in the first show.
But again, nobody marking him, and it's just an easy tap in. And then the second goal
was a good finish.
It's a good finish.
I think De Gea should have done better, really.
He probably should do better with his feet here, but it's a finish that it's gifted to them again by poor defending.
Yeah.
And we were lucky not to be down here. There was another one where I think it's Josh King gets in again, and Maguire sticks his hand up to say he's offside. And when they watch it,
about fucking 10 yards onside, he was.
And when we watch it back, Lindelof has made his step forward, and he's playing his man offside.
Still hole himself again.
But Maguire is standing there playing him onside, and again, you're like, you're the captain. The call to step forward is yours.
Yeah,
and you're not doing it.
He made a great block now, mind you, to keep it at 2-0 as well.
He does make a good block, but I don't think that makes up for the number of mistakes he's making here. And
he has been abnormally shite this season.
Yeah. Now there was a chance in the first half, a great ball from Bruno. It's about the only good thing Bruno does the game, but a great ball across field to Rashford.
Yeah,
and
great volley.
it's a good volley. Now Rashford hits it into the ground and then tries to get the ground to bounce it over the keeper. I think if he just strikes this
True, yeah.
through, now obviously the risk there is that if you strike it, you could sky it. But I think you need to take that confidence. It's a fantastic save either way from Foster here, though. Really,
Foster always does that though. He has them games when you're just like nothing's gonna beat him.
yeah. No, and he did, and it's a fantastic save. You know, there was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you can really ask like you can't like. There's a lot of times we've said where Rashford wastes chances. I don't think this is him. Yeah, I don't think this is him wasting a chance. This is all the keeper making a fantastic save.
You can't really complain from a volley like that if it hits the target and the keeper saves it.
Yeah, exactly. And he saves it and makes sure that he gets enough on it that it bounces out as well, so nobody can come in and pick the scraps.
Well, like
Go into this.
Yeah, I said it to you. I said it to the lads in the group chat at halftime. I says if he comes out with that same 11, he should be fucking slaughtered on the spot.
Yeah. Now I think he makes the right decisions here. He makes the subs that need to be made.
I wasn't too happy with Martial coming on, but he played well. Giving Van de Beek 45 minutes was good to see.
I think
that to me looked like a bit of an appeasement for the fans.
I think you had to take Rashford off. No, I think you had to take Rashford off, and then you're looking at who are you going to play out on that left side. You had no Greenwood.
Yeah. No anybody.
So there wasn't like you didn't really have another player to put out there. So I can see
which was fine, yeah.
I can see why Martial is the choice, and I think overall I think Martial was decent enough when he did come on. Nothing special, but he made a nuisance of himself. And Donny I think Matic would have been the one hooked had McTominay not been on a yellow already.
He was by far the worst player on the pitch.
Yeah, but he gets taken off, and Donny comes on, and he's an immediate impact.
But even on the 46th minute before he scored, he put in a tackle, won the ball back, lost it, won it back, played a couple of passes.
Yeah, no, immediately he got it. And every time he got the ball, there was a quick turn, a look up, right? Can I get this forward? No, okay, I'll put it to the side, but I'll ask for it back so I can get it forward. He made a real impact when he came on.
He was United's best player.
Yeah, easily. Him or De Gea, yeah, easily were the best players on the pitch here. No questions.
I will say everyone has said about Sancho not playing well, not doing this. That ball he put in for Ronaldo. Now, I fully expected Ronaldo to shoot.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, Sancho had a terrible first half. Or an anonymous first half, but didn't do much. Switched over to the left for some reason, but wasn't doing much on the right when he was there anyway. So, don't really know.
It was a strange one. Like, no one done anything today, really.
No, but when Donny came on, it was like Sancho came to life. He started running, started making tackles, started making crosses.
I think he had belief that someone in the midfield was going to try and find a pass.
It could have been that, yeah, and it did make a difference.
You have Bruno on the pitch, you have Ronaldo on the pitch. I don't care if you have fucking Joe Bloggs that plays for Bray Wanderers. You should be bursting your gut getting around that pitch.
Yeah, no, and he did. And he ends up having to get subbed off because
I was knackered by the end of it.
You could see that he was just.
But that's his first 90-minute game, really, in how long?
No, it is, and I'm not blaming him for that. But that's the way I want to see him. I want to see him taking those, making those runs. But the
cross for Ronaldo was brilliant.
Cross is brilliant, and for Ronaldo to look up and go, I'm at a tight angle here, and if I try this, might score. But there's also a United player standing there onside. Yeah, but there's a United player standing there onside, 3 yards out with nobody marking him.
It had to be, didn't it? It had to be Van de Beek.
And it's Donny, and he, if you miss this, you may as well hang up the boots, sort of thing,
I loved the celebration because he got up and he was just like, right, let's go again.
Yeah, just grabs the ball and off he goes. And at this point, it looked like, this is when we started putting these attacks together. There was balls getting crossed into Ronaldo.
Yeah, it was a couple of minutes later then we were saying about the save from Foster.
Yeah, big save using his right shoulder, then another big save. There was a few very big saves here from Foster. A lot of them you'd have put the house on Ronaldo, scoring them.
Some of them I felt, I seen a lot of people giving him abuse about missing. There was 2 headers he had, and I was like, well, one of them was coming over his shoulder. What did you want him to do? Like,
yeah, headers are always a tough one. I think people always forget that if you actually try and head a ball into a net, it's a lot more difficult than you think it is. Now, Bruno skies one that he's given on a plate from Ronaldo.
Fucking dire, and just on the edge of the box.
Yeah, usually you'd be very confident of Bruno there, but he skies it.
was
But
just
it
one of
looked
them
like
days, wasn't it?
it was, yeah. And listen, at this point in time, I was like, we're going to win this. We're 2-1 down, but we have them backs against the walls. We're taking shot after shot after shot. Eventually, the dam is going to break here. I was convinced of it.
Do you
I was
know
like,
what?
this dam is going to break.
This was the first time I didn't have any faith of us coming back.
Watching at that point, I was like, definitely. And then I saw Lingard warming up, and I was like, okay,
He's going for it.
I was like, he's going to take Bruno off, who's having a bad game here. He's going to give Lingard a chance here to see if he can do it. And Lingard looks all set to come on. He's done his warm up. He's just doing the last few stretches of his, checking his boots and all that. And then
Still hold himself again.
The world's worst first touch, puts out in front of himself,
It wasn't even the world's worst first touch because he had the ball stopped at his feet and then decided to try and run with it.
Well, yeah, he takes it, tries to make a little bit of a run, loses it,
and kills somebody.
Fouls his man, and I mean, he gets a second yellow here. This is a straight red, really, though, isn't it?
So again, it was like Scott's.
I think it's a little bit different to Scott's because I think Scott slips, whereas Maguire's is intentionally taking this player and stopping him going forward. Scott kind of slipped a little bit.
No, not the penalty. The one that Scott got booked for.
Oh, sorry, but Scott is also not the last man in that one.
Yeah, well, there's also that there, but
yeah, I think this is a straight red. Maguire's lucky to have been given a second yellow.
So it won't fucking matter anyway. He's still gonna miss the next game.
Yeah, well, he's gonna miss the next game, and
I suppose it's better than missing 3. Well, is it really the way he's playing? The rest might do him good.
Yeah, but you've also got
nobody.
We don't have Varane, so you're talking Boye and Lindelof.
But Varane could be back next week.
Don't want to rush him back though either because we tried that before and lost him again. He gets sent off here, and do
you know something? There's something that really fucking annoyed me here. So he gets sent off, and Ollie makes an effort to get off his fucking hole and walk over and give him a high five, as if he done something right.
Yeah.
If I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there, I'd have walked over and started screaming at him on the fucking Dutch line.
He should have, yeah, because he's after now, this substitution of...
That's the game over then.
Yeah, well, the substitution of bringing Lindelof on, bringing Lingard on, that's, you have to put that on hold now because now we have to see, right, can we slot Scott just into the defensive position? And will that work?
It looked like it was Matic that went...
Or sorry, Scott was already off. Yeah, Matic drops in here, but it means you now don't have that defensive midfielder. So I think Solskjaer makes the decision of I'll hold off on this sub because if we get a second one back here and we're down to 10 men, maybe I do need to just be a little bit pragmatic here, take Bruno off. And it would have been Fred coming on here then. I think if we got a second, I think that's what the plan would have been.
It was a hold then.
Yeah, hold this because we're down 10 men. We haven't had a good day at the office. We'll do what we can. But, Maguire's, after his weekend antics of, I'm after scoring against somebody who's ranked 6 millionth in the world and putting my hands into ears and saying...
Everyone was saying that now, and we've seen a lot of that on Facebook about him doing this celebration, silencing the critics for England. That's all well and good. You've scored in 2 games against Andorra and fucking San Marino. And you go and do that, you stupid cunt.
Yeah, well, this is what Roy Keane was saying. Some people were saying Roy Keane was a little bit harsh, when he comes out and he goes, yeah, you've scored for England, but you've been terrible for United. So you're not harshing you're not quieting down any critics here. And you definitely haven't with this display because you were terrible.
Got to make it worse, yeah.
You were terrible before you get sent off, and then you screwed your team over big time here by getting sent off.
And you're the captain of this team.
And right as you are on the cusp of making that comeback, but he gets sent off. And we still do create a couple of more chances here.
Watford started to get really into it then. They knew there was blood in the water then.
Yeah, Watford knew they're down to 10. Let's go for it.
We're playing against Lindelof now, lads.
Yeah, and they went for it, and
desire, hunger.
They scored the third, and it's
that was a killer. Like it was, the United just stopped playing.
Your man, yeah, they scored a third, and it's a good goal. Like there's not a whole lot you could do. Maybe De Gea's a little bit weak on this one, but
Yeah, I think he did. I think he
Then
could have got to two of them, but it didn't
again,
work.
like they get this one, and then you're thinking, all right, 3-1, not a great result, and then it just gets worse because Dallo gets bullied out of the way.
Yeah, he's another gimp. He can fuck off as well.
He gets just bullied out of the way, and then and again, like people question how did Dallo get on here. This is Shaw's after going off for another concussion substitute.
A second week in a row.
So, he's had, there has been international break. I think we need to rest Luke Shaw and really test what's going on here because he's after having 2 weeks off, not played for England, and he's gone down again. Like whatever about, we want to be winning and we want our best team out there. It's not worth risking somebody's health for.
No,
yeah,
no,
it's
only
not
a
worth
game.
it. So, take him off. Play Tellez if you have to. Play Delot if you have to. I don't really care. I'd just get Luke Shaw's help. Like get him looked at properly. Don't rush him back for a midweek game. Don't rush him back for a weekend game. Just make sure there's nothing wrong there before you put him back on that pitch.
Just on that, do you remember we were saying about the penalty? I'm just watching the highlights of it there. Maguire and Lindelof were both standing on the right touchline where the throw-in came from.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying.
Like, they're the two centre-backs. Shaw is up here. The other two are standing here having a fucking conversation with each other. Bruno slices the ball into high heaven.
Yeah, now listen, Bruno is the one in the wrong here, really. But, this is what I'm saying about Wan-Bissaka. If you're Wan-Bissaka and you're all the time you're looking over and your two centre-backs are in no man's land constantly, you know that even if there's a player in the position you're meant to be defending, you're constantly worried about what's behind you.
Anyway, we go back to the Luke Shaw bit there. It just popped up there, so I better just clear that up.
Yeah. Now Luke Shaw, like listen, just get him off, let him get the full tests done, make sure there's nothing serious there, and
this one looked sore though. He wasn't even looking, his head was torn, he took a ball to the face.
It's a ball to the face, and we've all taken that when we're out playing football and stuff, but the speed that these boys are hitting the ball at is going to put you down. Yeah. And then the fourth goal is just shocking. Dalot gets bullied off of it easily, and Eduardo O'Dennis gets his goal, and he
deserves it. He was man of the match today. I don't care what anyone says.
He had a great game, and he just he deserves the goal. Gets a yellow card, a silly yellow card as well. To be honest,
I wouldn't mind if that was to win 2-1.
No, you wouldn't. But what's really silly here is that he takes off the jersey, and they all now wear the heart rate monitor underneath, which monitors steps and distance and all this stuff, for metrics. Takes that off as well, and you're like, really? If you left that on, maybe you would have got away with it.
I was never getting away with it. The rules are if the shirt comes off. Do you remember Messi used to have the stupid one when he took the shirt off, but he'd never take it off and he'd be holding it?
Yeah, but that's even sillier because now you're definitely going to get done for the time wasting of it. But yeah, 4-1 and a 4-1 and a poor display as well. There was probably about 15 minutes of where we looked good.
From 45 to 60.
Yeah, we looked good, and then it just went. The rest of it may as well not have been there. There
was ugly scenes at the end of this though with Bruno and the fans.
Yeah, Bruno.
It's ugly scenes for us. Now I know exactly what he was doing. In terms of trying to defend Solskjaer.
Yeah, he's trying to defend the manager, but it's not even just that. This is, I think, the third week in a row now that Ronaldo has walked down straight down the tunnel.
He has no interest in anything to do with Solskjaer now.
He doesn't. But I'm sorry. This week, Ronaldo, take a look at yourself, mate.
Apart from your header, that was he had a good chance. He had a couple of good chances.
You had chances and you didn't finish them. You can't. The manager might have made mistakes, but you had chances. You're there to score goals. You're not being asked to come back and do defensive work. You're not being asked to run up and down the pitch the whole game. You're there to score goals. And when you were given those chances and you had 3 or 4 of them and you didn't finish them, you got an assist, which was great. But I'm sorry, you can't be like, it's all Solskjaer's fault if the players, and not just Ronaldo, Maguire was terrible. Lindelof wasn't great. Wan-Bissaka wasn't great. Shaw wasn't great.
Everybody was terrible. Every single person, bar Van de Beek when he came on.
Yeah, Sancho I'd give a 50-50 to because he was terrible the first half.
Yeah, he
the second half.
Probably about a 6 or 7 at best.
Yeah, good the second half, quite terrible the first. Not terrible, just anonymous in the first. But Ronaldo's given a very bad impression here, and he knows he should have been doing better there as well. He knows himself.
I think there is frustration on himself. The
There
level
is,
that he
but
holds himself is above anybody else's level.
no, there is, but you know, whatever about him not being happy with Solskjaer, keep that in the dressing room, lads.
Yeah, well, listen, I think scenes are going to get ugly now, and like,
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
As we've just read now, there's an emergency meeting being called.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if the next game has Solskjaer in charge. Yeah, I'd be very surprised about it. But
like as we said, there's an emergency meeting called for after the game, so
yeah, have to wait and see.
You would like. To me, we'll get onto that if it happens in a different episode. But to me, it should have been done a couple of weeks ago.
It should have been done during the international break to give whoever was coming in the chance to train for 2 weeks with.
Like this is what we said in the preview. I said Ranieri had his team, not many of them play international.
Yeah.
The 2 week setup, but they were hungrier, they had more desire, they knew exactly what they were doing. And
yeah,
we looked like a bunch of fucking mercenaries and not good ones at that.
No. And Ranieri is a good coach. You don't take Leicester to the Premier League title for nothing. But obviously, whether they're good results or bad results, we're United till we die, and until the next game,
it might well be sooner at this stage.
Might be, but until the next game, look,